here we are with chapter 2 of the Cat Lady. I want to do something a little bit different this time around, and I'm gonna do a speed run. I'm gonna try and speed run through this chapter because while it's super interesting,
I do enjoy fine art. Thank you for noticing.
it's very long and drawn out,
There's a
and
certain raw beauty to it.
gets
that
kind of
modern
boring
painters often
if you
fail
go through
to
all of this
recreate.
dialogue. So basically here
I
we're
always-
in
I
a
often
therapy
say, but
session.
my job.
No.
You don't really get
Off
any
Yes.
interesting new information
want-
from this conversation, I'll be
well,
honest.
Honestly,
But you
this
do learn a little bit more
I'm
about
one.
Susan and how she grew up. And you'll learn more about that later. And here you are in the hospital. And this is your nurse,
She's awake,
Lisa, who talks way too much. And now the doctor's gonna come over and reassure you that you're
Good evening.
fine. And just so you
It's
know,
good
this
to
is
see
like
you awake
after
at
the
last.
suicide attempt, not after the arm getting chopped off.
You're in the
Apparently that
Cedar
either
Lake.
happened in
My name is Andrew. I'm
in
one
a
of the
dream
doctors.
sequence or
Would you confirm-
potentially in just like a different reality. I don't really know
Susan Ashworth.
which one it is,
Hello, Mrs.
but
Apple. I'm glad to
the
be on the
doctor
ward. I can see
reassures
we've checked
you
your
during
event.
this
You might have
dialogue
overlooked the nurse's
that your
office.
arm is just fine,
Take care,
which is
Mrs.
great.
Ashworth.
We don't have to go through the rest of this game with
Please,
one
don't
fucking
try-
arm.
What did you say?
And here he is talking about her
Don't worry,
arm.
Mrs. No, no.
Would you like me to get you some water? Let me get you a drink. I'll be back in a second.
It's mostly these dialogue cutscenes that really drag out this chapter a lot, which sucks because, like, some of the dialogue is really interesting, and, like, the things that you do during the chapter are really interesting, so to have these drawn-out conversations kind of bog it down really sucks. Also, that black screen lasts way too long. It's really annoying.
I'm
So here's
sorry.
Lisa
I have to
again. Basically she
My
just
name
wants
is-
to chat your ear off about
believe that.
the
Oof.
hospital, and
Tell you
sounds
what,
like there's some
Susan.
malpractice
anyway,
going
you're
on that
so
she
you.
hints
That was a
towards.
chance. I'm not
She
making
also wants to
mind.
tell you
One-
more about her life, which
And here it is.
actually I was
Got the
wrong
blood
the last time I
pressure of an
played this through.
18-year-old.
It does become significant later in this chapter,
Just
and
wanted
you
to stand that I
shall
got to go.
see why, but I'm not going to engage her in conversation because I already know all the information that I'll need to know, which I'll fill you in on later. But if you try to talk to her at all, she just keeps going. You give her an inch and she takes a mile. Like, she does not stop talking, ever. It's really frustrating. Now this is really cool. I just want everyone to watch this and appreciate this little sequence right here. Ah, isn't that so gross? Oh my god, I love it. They just so effectively represented that even with the minimalist art style, so I'm starting to get a better appreciation for the art in this game because they did some cool stuff with it in this chapter. I'm feeling it. It's looking good. Alright, here's Lisa again.
dream.
She's gonna... This is where she really tries to talk your ear off. So I'm literally just gonna choose ignore for all of these options when I have the choice to ignore. She seems like a nice lady, so I feel kind of bad, but like
But you're
she
gonna have to
just
now, and you know they can't this place if you're not careful.
really doesn't know when to stop.
Look, I could it's a
Ignore.
I can't.
Basically, if
If
you
you
talk
like
to
to
her through
ignore
this
me,
sequence, she tells
you might
you
as well
about
just leave me alone, talk,
a
just-
really bad breakup she went through recently, how much she hates her job,
know you probably
and
don't
she tells you a little bit about her
You must have it, you
roommate.
wouldn't, but I really there's some
It can be
possibility
interesting
I
if
can
you
tell- I can
have
tell you
all
this
day to sit here and listen, but I didn't like sitting through it, so I'm not gonna make you guys sit through it either.
What?
Well, how much?
And this part is also really interesting.
I woke up.
Well, you were
So
lucky.
Lisa ends up revealing to you that a woman
daughter.
found you in your house
Why did
and
it
brought
so
you to the
pale all of a
hospital
sudden?
claiming to be your daughter,
Susan?
but Susan doesn't have a daughter. As far as we know, that's what she
don't
says
have a
right now,
daughter.
and I don't really know why she would lie
Whoever-
about that, but she also
Why would
lives
she do
alone,
that?
so it
How
obviously
should I
wasn't a
know?
roommate.
I was in a coma.
So it doesn't change the fact that you
And
owe
since
her
this
your
woman was
life.
posing as her
I was
daughter,
fine.
I imagine it wasn't the old lady we met in the
Sorry.
woods, so this is like a total mystery to me. I've only gone through this chapter so far, so I really don't know
When will they let me?
much else that's going to happen in the game, but I'm interested.
I feel
really
that
interested.
there's this
It's
Dr.
gonna
Cole,
be
he's a chief of
pretty
Stevie,
cool.
but he's
This
he will ask
chapter
you a lot of
just
tricky-
opens way
But
more questions than it answers, actually.
I'm tired.
Fine.
I'm gonna try and cut off this
Be careful
conversation
who
though,
they
because
will be.
How do I know
I
you're
swear,
not
like,
one
this
of
could
them?
go on for so long. I talked to her for a while in my first playthrough, and I swear
Why do I
this
really
this
don't know
sequence took
I-
like
I don't know.
20
Maybe
minutes.
not.
It was ridiculous.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, that burp tasted like meatloaf. I just had some amazing
Dreams are just
leftover
dreams.
meatloaf for lunch. It was so good.
But when they turn into nightmares,
Had some
it's good to
like
have-
sausage mixed in the meat and like quinoa and kale. Like, who puts that in a meatloaf? I don't know, but it was delicious.
We'll start
I
with
put that in a
I
meatloaf.
want
That's
its
who
count.
puts that in a meatloaf. It was great. Try it sometime. Is it not gonna let me wait? Okay, I
This
guess I'm
is-
ready
it's a-
to
and
talk.
you- What did
Alright, so here, Dr. X, who is our doctor, if you couldn't tell, it's gonna be pretty important later with a name like that, Dr. X. Oh, this is an
I was
option I
brought
haven't
up without a
chose, so...
I understand? Can you what?
He.
I'm gonna say this. Before I go on, I'm just gonna say, for every choice I've made so far describing Susan's dad or mom, it always comes up pretty much the same, that her dad dies of cancer when she's... or I should say, her dad... yeah, her dad dies of cancer when she's like 8 or 9, and her mom dies around the same time. Regardless of the choices that you make, so I'm gonna see
Left
if
when I was
that
little.
continues
One
to be
night he just
true.
packed his suitcase and left. I was about 8 at the time.
Maybe he
He
gets to
didn't
live
say
in this
goodbye.
one.
Didn't even look at me. I remember watching him walk away. It was winter, getting dark early. He just disappeared into the night, and I never saw him again.
Let's talk about your mother now. What
Alright, so
was
that
she
kind of
like?
leaves it up
Would
to
you
the
care to
imagination.
tell me about
Did he end
her?
up dying, or does she just not know? I don't know. I haven't chosen
lost
this
her when I
choice
was
yet, so
still
I'm
a
curious
child.
about this.
So you lost your mum as well? I'm sorry, I didn't realize. What happened?
She
So she
died
died
giving
birth.
birth. I never
That's
even-
an interesting one.
You poor girl.
Yeah. My Aunt Millie, she was alright, what she did, but she always...
Okay, that's enough about... Let's take...
Okay, so basically no matter what you choose, it ends up being that
I need to
Susan
get out of this place.
lost
I
her
hate
parents
hospitals.
at a young age. Slightly different storylines, but I don't know if that'll affect the ending at all. That'll be interesting to see. Alright, now the next few sequences of events are probably going to seem really weird, but this is the most efficient way to go about this. So you're going to steal some gloves, alright? This is our hospital room. This over here is the bathroom, which will be significant later. Seeing that there's only like 3 rooms we can go in, they're all significant. This is our neighbor's door. This is another patient. She is in, if we read her drug chart actually. Some notes. Her name is Ann Burton, 35 years of age, and she's taking lots of sedatives and has a long history of drug abuse, and she's taking methadone for heroin withdrawal syndrome, and she's a private patient who's staying out of her own free will, so that's nice. Getting some help for herself. We will get to meet her later. And this is another nurse here that we need to talk to. She's super grumpy, though. It's not fun to talk to her.
I'd like to go home now.
Well, so would I, but there are procedures and a system in place. I can't just let you go like...
What?
Look, I'm
And more
very
of the
busy at
long,
moment.
awkward pauses
I'll come and
during
talk to you in a
dialogue. So we can also ask this nurse about Lisa once we've asked her about, or have I been calling her Lisa? Her name is Liz. What? I'm an idiot.
Is Liz here?
Liz.
And who's Liz?
That young nurse who was here last night. Black hair, very chatty. She said her name was Liz.
And yes, I
I'm
am
sorry. A lot of people
double
come through
fisting
here.
with coffee
can't
right now.
remember
I have a
everyone's
latte and a cappuccino right now.
Can you return to your bed now, please? It's nearly time for your
It's the kind of
medication.
Monday I'm
I
having
can't be
right
chasing
now.
around after
Beg your pardon?
Look, I'll come in.
Alright, so this woman's just super grumpy. Here's a discharge letter. If we read it, it's Ann Burton's discharge letter, so it's basically if she ever wants to leave the hospital since she's here on her own free will, she can use this letter to leave. If you didn't guess already, we're gonna need that to leave the hospital. Now, if we go over to the left a little bit more, there's these security guards. If you talk to them, they're basically gonna tell you that you need a discharge letter from your doctor. And that means we're gonna have to somehow distract this nurse to grab the discharge letter. The security guards will also ask you to check your wristband to see if it matches the name on the discharge letter.
Hello?
Mm,
I
thought
guess I
she'd be
should
out
wait
there
my
by now.
turn.
Okay, so basically, this is what we're gonna try to do. We have to wait for her to get out of the bathroom. I don't know exactly what you do to trigger her getting out of the bathroom. Maybe we smell these flowers? I don't know. She doesn't like flowers. Isn't that weird? Susan really hates flowers. It's strange. Maybe if we go talk to the security guards?
Excuse me. Where's the exit?
It's just down the corridor, ma'am.
Thanks.
Can I
A dis-
some of it for the it's may I
I'll come back later.
please do, ma'am. We'll be right.
Okay. So we need to talk to our neighbor Ann Burton. That's her name, right? Ann Burton. Now I'm like questioning myself. Yes, okay, so now she's out of the bathroom. What we're gonna need to do is distract the nurse, take the discharge letter, talk to Anne, convince her to switch wristbands with us, and then we can leave. But, however are we going to accomplish these things? Let us see. Alright, I'm gonna try and get the discharge letter first, and you have to- this is really strange. I don't know how I figured out how to do this before. There were some things I had to look up in a walkthrough, but this I basically just learned by clicking around and interacting with everything that I could interact with. So in the bathroom, you're going to want to search the bin, get a medicine pot, which we will use. If you examine the mirror, you can take the shard of glass, which you will also need. And then this is how you distract the nurse. You have to open the lid. Don't try this at home, kids. Put the gloves in the toilet and flush the toilet. This is so strange. I don't know who thought of this, but I mean, it's effective. So now the toilet's overflowing. Good job. So we ring the bell for assistance, and we have to come get the nurse to unclog the toilet. And while she's gone, we can grab those discharge letters from her desk.
Someone is coming.
Everyone walks so slow in this game. Oh. Okay.
Have you rang the bell?
The toilet.
What?
It is.
Alright.
I see. Just give me.
Alright, let's let
It's
her.
I guess
I love how she says it's the gloves again. Like, this is just a common problem she experiences. Just people are just always shoving gloves down the toilet. Now another thing that you can find in the bathroom is a little notice from maintenance asking people to stop drawing things on the mirror, which is actually pretty significant to another puzzle we're gonna have to do in a second. I don't know if I would really consider this a puzzle. A puzzle. But you know, with point and click games, you gotta figure out the right order of pointing and clicking. So now we can talk to Anne.
Are you alright? Can we talk for
I can't talk.
She's basically going through drug
I'm
withdrawals.
trapped.
It's very sad.
But you're a straight. They look after. I
But
trust them.
I just want
she
to
seems
talk.
like she's getting
I
better.
need
I
your
don't know. At least she's not on heroin anymore.
Unless it's Mother who sent you. Was it her? Please tell me it was her.
Yeah, sure.
Now we have to pose
I'm a
as a
good
friend
friend of your
of
mother.
Anne's mom
I
for
miss
her to
her
trust
so
us.
much.
This is the next
I
puzzle.
can't remember you very well. But you should know this. If you really are a friend, you will know my mother's name. The name that haunts me. A beautiful name.
Yeah, sure I do. Now, let me ask you.
What is it?
Oh, well...
What is my mother's name?
Now we have to guess her mom's name to convince her that we're
Uh.
friends with her mom. Her mom's name is not listed here. We still have to figure
I
out what her
don't
mom's
know.
name is.
No, of course you don't. Leave me alone.
So, in order to do that, if we go back into the bathroom, hopefully the toilet's unclogged by now. Maybe?
It wasn't you who did it, was it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Someone just stuck a bunch of... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's sorted now. I just hope it's the last time I've put my hands in that stinking toilet.
I'm wondering if that nurse is cranky because she's hungover, because she is wearing sunglasses inside, and I just thought about that for the first time right now. It's the middle of the day, and she's wearing sunglasses at work. Inside. Alright. That's the little note I was talking about. So... it's asking you to not write on the mirror. If you turn on the hot water and steam up the mirror... let's see what happens. I actually don't fully understand how this puzzle works. I don't know if I did that right, but... basically, the mirrors need to be fogged up so that you can see what was previously written on the mirror. And there's 2 more mirrors in this bathroom that you only see when you're in, like, a, hallucinogenic state? I don't know if that's the way that you word that, but basically we have to convince the nurse to medicate us.
Someone is coming.
Then we can see what's written on the other 2 mirrors.
Have you rang the bell?
That sound
Is
makes
there an
me have to
emergency?
pee.
I'm
Feeling a bit
You look
woozy.
No,
fine, but I can't. In the mean, I think.
Oh no,
it's
she's
been
gonna
evening.
give us... she's gonna offer us some medication. But we don't really have a choice about whether or not we want to take it.
Susan.
I'm just.
So I think the reason why she checks
That's
your
fine.
name band here is
That's
to
fine.
indicate that
I'd like you to
that's
drink this liquid, please.
gonna be something
help
that
you
you'll have to do
relax.
later, as in
It will help
getting
you
your name
relax.
band checked by the security guards. So, I mean, there are hints dropped throughout this chapter of
That's
how
a
you're
good
supposed to do certain
drink it
things, but
down.
it's still like
You'll feel
really
much better.
convoluted. It took me almost 2 hours to beat this chapter my first time around when I had no idea what I was doing. And I was so sick of it by the time I got to the cool part. I'm excited to get to the cool
Go back
part.
to your room and rest.
This part is
You'll
pretty
be able to
cool,
relax
but it's
and
not the
have a
part I'm
great
referring to.
sleep.
And look at these 2 mirrors. So, if you didn't guess already, this is Anne's mom's name. She wrote them on the mirror because she missed her. So it begins with an SH and it ends with an A. And now when we're not in this state anymore and the sink is back there, because apparently taking these drugs makes sinks go away, then we'll find out the letters in the middle. And until then, I'm gonna walk around. With this horrifying audio, this is like really scary and well done. I enjoy the artistic design of this scene. It's very cool. And I would go search around the rooms, but there's nothing you can do in the rooms. It's kind of sad. Until you want to go back to sleep. But I'm not done. I'm not done being on these drugs yet. Okay, this is really weird. I didn't warn you properly that we were about to experience the weirdness. Narcotic heart. Okay, so if you talk to Anne further earlier before you go into this hallucinating state, she mentions something about like a hallucination she has of a heart, a spider heart filled with drugs. That's what this is referring to. So now we're going to need the glass shard. If we use that on the heart, we can get the drugs out. Yes, we're really doing this right now. We convinced a nurse to give us psychedelic drugs so that we can stab a heart and get blood. And that sound's freaking me out, so I'm just gonna walk out of there. Although the squelchy sounds on the floor over here are not much more comforting. And now to get out of this state, we have to basically sleep off the rest of the drugs. So we gotta go into our room. I like how all the rooms and the scenery changed when you're on these drugs. It's interesting. I just really hope that they're not actually giving anyone stuff like this at hospitals. This is horrifying. Alright. Now we're gonna go to sleep and wake up and feel all better. Alright.
The drugs have worn off and I feel better now. But I can't let them do that to me again.
I need to get out of here. Okay, so let's go out of the room. Gonna go back into the bathroom. Maybe it'll work this time. I don't really understand why fogging up the mirror doesn't work every time, but let's try it. Okay. Sink. Run the hot water tap. And there it is! It worked! I think maybe you need to see the other letters in the alternate reality bathroom first. And now we get the rest of the letters. So her mom's name is Sheila. Let's get the fuck out of here and go talk to her about it. So now, when we talk to Anne...
If you really are afraid, the name...
But I know it. Sheila.
Sheila
Yes.
is
It
the
was
name
my mother
option that it
who's-
gives us.
So... Do you know how...
Let's ask her how
We
to get
must
out of
sometimes-
here.
I wait.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
What is...
It's a red...
And that's where she tells us about the
I
red
must stay
stuff, which is the drug that we got from
But it
the
is
heart.
not. On the other side of the mirror,
This
there's a spider's heart full of drugs.
it's so weird.
I just can't seem to find it anymore.
So, I mean, if you didn't already beat this game or play or like look at a walkthrough or something, you can basically figure out how to do it based on clues in this conversation.
How about we swap our name bands?
Let's see if she's
Oh,
willing to
yeah.
swap name bands now.
But that would...
Well, does that...
Sure, I do want some...
Oh,
Okay, so now she
That's
tells us
fine.
she's only gonna give us the name
No,
band
now
if we get her the red stuff. Now the big challenge is trying to get out of this dialogue box.
What if
it's the and my
I think you have to talk to her
Well, it's
about like
not-
every fucking
she's-
conversation topic before she
That's
lets
who?
you
Him!
go away. Just another
Right.
chatty Kathy here.
I need
Liz
the-
and now this lady.
maybe I could get you?
Oh, they have it.
The therapist doesn't know when to shut up
Maybe you
either,
can.
as you'll see later.
I see it, but in my I see it. It's so near. I can.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes,
Okay,
they're what
that's a
always-
good choice.
Poor woman.
Alright, now we'll go back to Anne and give the drug.
I've found the thing you asked me for, but
Don't be.
fine. Can I have your name band now?
Yes.
What do you... Thank you for your help.
And now we have completed that collection puzzle that took me about an hour to fucking figure out the last time. We have everything that we need. We have Anne's wristband and the discharge letter for Anne.
Sorry, Mom. We'll need to.
Here.
Yes. Can I
And
just?
Oh, there you go.
Of course.
now
We'll see
the
you-
security guards are gonna
No,
do their
no.
job really awfully and just let a patient out of this wing. I didn't try these doors the last time. I don't know why. I just like didn't even bother. And they're both locked, so I guess it didn't matter all that much.
And you must be Susan Ashworth.
Well,
Do you...
Okay, so this is the doctor. I'm confused about the sequence of events here because, like, obviously this
Give it a
doctor already
rest.
knows
I'm not
who
going
you are
anywhere.
after your
Miss
therapy session,
Ashworth,
but now
this-
he's acting like he
I
doesn't know you,
apologize.
so
On
do you
Once,
have...
Why can't
I'm... It's... And...
Boop, boop, boop. I know, this conversation
haven't
is
really
really long. I'm wondering if this happens first, the
Now I'd
hospital
like to
sequence,
ask
and
you
then the
some
whole
questions
therapy
about
session
your life, Susan.
that we're now seeing the rest
You
of
might find them very
occurs
personal,
after that.
but
I think
it's
that
Fine.
makes sense.
Let's get it over with. I'd like to...
Of course. Sir,
Okay.
are you...
Now this is meaningless. This whole thing is meaningless.
Maybe we'd have...
It doesn't matter what you say to
What
this
do you-
guy. I don't think that
You're...
it affects the
Describe
ending at all. I know there's a few different endings, but
Would you...
I don't think that this conversation is one of the
I've
factors that
seen
affect
it.
that.
What do you think... Or...
And
It would be...
Sure.
basically you're just
Have
feeding
you
him
ever
different
attended-
details about
Yeah.
Just... I could...
Susan's life.
Do you have...
But it's pretty
Every
clear
night.
that no
Yeah.
matter what you
And then
say,
I
like
s-
there is kind of one
Would you describe...
distinct story,
feel-
which
I
is
feel not-
basically that she lives alone
Do
and
you
she's
find
sad
it hard
and
to
she
concentrate?
has cats.
No.
And now he's
No.
like
That's
asking all the
excellent.
standard, are you depressed
Sometimes
questions?
when
Which,
life
I mean,
gets to
I
you
think
No,
that's
it's...
pretty
But
clear.
I knew
She tried to kill
Please,
herself,
in
but
why-
whatever. I didn't write this
it
game.
was... I had a...
I'm just playing.
I looked and I...
Boop, boop, boop.
Do you feel as if...
Not any... It was...
What makes
And
you
as
feel...
you'll find out pretty soon,
Cats. I... There...
it doesn't really matter
makes
what this doctor
people-
thinks or
I
says.
because that's...
Can you
Have
guess
imagined
why?
your funeral?
Everybody pause the video right now and guess in the comments if you think you know what's gonna happen with this doctor. I thought it was pretty
but
obvious,
I don't...
but
Maybe...
I don't...
maybe that's just
Also-
me. I watch too many horror
Fine.
movies for my own
Yeah,
good.
what?
I...
Okay, are you...
That's a hard
Oh, this
one.
is one interesting
I
part of this
don't know.
conversation. He asks
But-
you about your
hey,
husband, Eric.
I've got it.
So you find out
The answer is...
that at
Well, I said it
one
was-
point, Susan did have a husband named Eric. But no matter what you say, you
must
don't really
go,
find
Susan.
anything else
You
out.
are not
I
safe
really
here.
like
But-
this right
Please,
here, this
you must follow
dynamic
me,
where
quickly.
you're replaying your memory of the previous
after
night
her.
when you tried to escape the hospital. and you're playing it like as a memory that you are retelling to the therapist.
for me.
The only thing that I'm confused about is like, which one is the reality? Like, did this actually happen? Or did what we just play with like the hallucinogen drugs happen?
The
Like,
security
which
guys
one is
watch you
real?
point-
Which one's happened? Which one happened? I don't know.
Susan, please, let's go down.
And then I'm like, there's also some things that make me question whether or not Liz even exists. I don't know. None of it's like really explained that well. So I'm wondering if you're like supposed to be confused about all these alternate versions of reality. I think that's what they're getting at. Like it's like there's
Damn it.
there's different versions of the truth and different versions of what happened, and Susan is existing in several different realities. Or maybe I'm like reading into this too much. I don't know. We'll find out.
Turn
I'm
left
curious
here.
about the rest of this game. To see if that's explained a little bit more. So basically here Liz is helping you escape the hospital because she would earlier was telling you about how awful this place is, especially the psych ward, and how they'll try and trap you in and they won't believe you about saying that you're better or anything like that. I don't really know what she was getting at, but basically she's supporting you in your escape to get out of the hospital, which is very nice of her. And now this part is what really confuses me. Maybe I'm just being dumb. Like, does anyone else understand this? It didn't happen yet, so will anyone else understand this when you see what happens?
What are we doing on the roof? Liz.
Spoiler alert, Liz is gonna try to jump off the roof.
What the hell are you doing? Liz.
It's quicker. This is
So
the
basically-
only escape.
Liz is saying that the
Let's
only
go
way
to
you can
jump.
get out of the hospital
won't
is
hurt.
by
You'll-
jumping off the roof and killing yourself.
You've lost your-
and
I've made up my mind beside. No one.
I'd really like
You
to
listened. Did you really?
save her,
Of
but
course
now
I did.
she's like
You talk a
yelling
lot,
at me
but
about
I've
how I
always been a
didn't
good
listen to her
listener.
during conversation
I liked
earlier, and
talking
she's
to
gonna
you.
So do you
ask
remember
me
that
things
story,
about
then?
that conversation, which
The one
is
I told
why
you the other night?
the conversation
about the
earlier
woman
was
in A&E?
important. So if you do go through that whole dialogue earlier, she tells you about a patient that smoked a cigarette in her room and broke the rules of the hospital and burned
Yeah,
herself alive in
she
her
smoked
bed.
a cigarette and burned in bed.
Okay. You have listened. Maybe you're right. Or maybe it was just a blind guess.
She's on
But I
to
must
me.
jump anyway.
Wait!
Did you not?
Yes!
Do you remember? I'm sure I told you about. I bet you don't remember.
Okay, and now she's gonna ask about her roommate who is a
She's
stripper.
a stripper.
Yes. You've listened.
I'm sure they do.
What do you?
Okay.
I
well,
thought-
look.
My colleagues. He said he needed.
Okay, so she also tells you that her boyfriend broke up with her
On Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
Yes.
Day.
You and I. You really.
So
I thought,
cruel,
like, no.
but there's more to live for, Liz. Get off the roof, and I'm too late. I've tried other things, and no matter what you do, you can't save her, and it sucks. But as you'll see soon, Liz didn't die that way. So I'm wondering if this whole story was, like, made up? I don't know. I don't get it. Or was this another alternate reality? Is there a reality where Liz didn't kill herself and another one where she
After
did?
that,
I don't
I
get
went
it. I
back.
don't know. This
I
is a
tried
puzzle.
telling
We'll figure
people
it out,
about
though.
Liz.
And now the
And you
doctor is
You know,
going to
Sue,
tell you
I'd lo-
that not only does he know her better than that, he knows that she wouldn't do that, but he knows for sure that she
The
wouldn't do
door
that
is
'cause
locked?
she's here in the hospital, and he's gonna take us to come
I
visit
plan
her so we
ahead,
can
Sus.
see.
I had a feeling in my gut,
I'm gonna let you
and
guys
my
watch this 'cause
gut's
it's
never
creepy.
wrong. I feel like I really got to know you, though. I'm very sorry you've had such a difficult life. I like your green eyes and your sleek cheekbones. You're a clever girl, Susan, but the sadness has poisoned you for too long. There is no coming back from it.
Stranger danger.
For what it's worth, I would have let you go if it wasn't for Liz.
And now Susan's dead again. How many times has Susan died now? Is this 4 times? Jesus Christ. This woman just can't get a break. And more of this 9 Inch Nails cover band. I approve. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I love this. This is what I consider to be the cool part of this chapter. I'm in love with this part of the chapter. It's amazing, it's surreal, it's dreamlike. This, from here to the end of chapter 2, is what won me over and makes it so I'm really excited to play the rest of this game. This is fucking cool. So we're in like this abandoned theater, and remember, she's immortal, so it's like every time she's about to die from something, I think she gets like transported into a different reality. I don't know. It's really fucking cool though. And creepy.
Who are you?
I am the Crow, of course. I will get you out of here. Unless Susan wants to stay. I thought so. There are 2 doors leading out of this place. One of them will simply take Susan back to where she belongs. But behind the other one, there is a great reward for her.
Where are those doors? I can't see them.
Just walk back to the right side of the stage. I knew it, but Susan can't miss them.
Okay, I think I accidentally just skipped past a really important part of that dialogue, but basically, I'm gonna go over here, and here are the 2 doors he was talking about, and he told you there are 2 dolls. Oh wait, now he explains it, I think. Or did he already explain it? I don't know.
Whatever they are, tell them to stop staring.
But they are here to guide Susan. They are the guardians of the door. They know which door she should enter to get her rewards. But there is one problem.
It's a riddle.
There's always
You guys good at riddles?
I'm
I'm good at riddles. I figured this out
door
first
should I
time
go
around. Pretty proud of myself.
That to Susan's own best judgment. But this might be her only chance to find what she had lost. Waste it. And Susan will never get it back. Susan has one question. And she can only ask one of them. She must use it wisely.
Fine, I can do that. But what's the
What's
catch?
the
It's
catch?
very simple. One of my girls always tells the truth, while the other one always lies.
And
Alright,
I'm
did you guys
guessing
get
you
that?
can't tell me which is which?
It's something I've forgotten myself a
We don't know which
long
one is
time
gonna
ago.
lie. We don't know which one is gonna tell the truth. And we can only ask one question. And, oh, it's kind of funny if you insult the dolls, but her insults are pretty fucking weak sauce, so I'm not gonna go through that again. And here are the question choices, and I'll just tell you, if you want to play this on your own, you might want to skip ahead a little bit so that you don't know the answer to this riddle, because I think this is a really cute riddle. You want to ask this question: which door would the other doll
Which door
point
would
me
the other
to?
doll point me to?
And she's gonna point at this door, and you always want to choose the opposite fucking door. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I can explain it though. I'm just gonna make sure that I did that right. Because I don't want to sit here and pretend like I know what I'm doing. Just to realize that I accidentally chose the wrong door.
Flowers. I hate flowers. You lied to me. You lied.
Alright, yeah, so I did it. I got the reward. I did it right. Oh, Jesus Christ. I haven't seen the sequence yet, actually. I guess I did it wrong last time.
She's waiting for you here. Look at the lovely roses, just like everything else in you. They just turn into ash.
I don't know if they turn into ash, they would just turn into, like, dead flowers. Let's blow out this candle. This is so creepy, I love this. Let's just sit here and appreciate the creepy nature of this scene together. Another example of this minimalist art style just working so well. This is so well done. So eerie. The colors are so cool. And just some more wet sounds, just for fun. They really like their squishy sounds in this game. Which I'm okay with. I like wet sounds. That sounds really gross. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Pretend I didn't say that. Let's open up this body bag. Come on, go for it. Open it. And it's another dead Susan. What? Which one's the real Susan? See, this is why I'm thinking it's like alternate realities being shown, so that Susan that was in the body bag is the one that got stabbed. I don't know, but this is fucking cool, dude. This is so creepy. Oh, look at this. You're in like a padded room.
Treacherous, dirty bastard. I opened my heart to you, and you stabbed me to death in cold blood. You'll pay for this. I swear
I like Susan
you will.
when she's pissed off. This is awesome.
But this means the old woman was right. I can't die.
Yeah.
I'm immortal.
We got a mission
I
to
think-
do. Don't you remember what she said? Look at this. He wrote, or no, he put her suicide note in here. So that way if she died in here, then he could use it to pretend like she just killed herself again. Alright, so basically you got some really fucking cool imagery in this part of the chapter. So enjoy it. I hope you guys like looking at all this stuff. I think it's really cool. But the whole point of this is to collect things to make a weapon. And yes, we're going to need soap for a weapon. I'm gonna experiment and see if I can make a weapon that I didn't make last time. I know there's... Okay, I wrote down how to get all the stuff for this weapon. I need a... I don't know if that's in here. But I need the soap. And I'm gonna use the soap with the sink so I can get like wet, slippery soap. You'll see why. That's pretty cool. Alright, I have the iron bar from the padded room. I have the wet soap now. Oh yeah, okay, that's all I need from there. Now this is cool. You can grab that baby doll head from this painting, but that's for the other weapon that I used last time. Which is pretty badass. It's way cooler, but you know. Now this is Liz. So Dr. X killed Liz. Like, what? What actually happened? I don't get it at all, but anyway. Now we have 2 iron bars. We just got an iron bar from bringing down her body. We gotta use the key on this door. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't really need to go in here, but basically you have an option to just leave
and forever forget about this place and Dr. X. I have my own
But I know
problems.
that it's like my mission to get the parasites, and if you guys haven't figured it out by now, Dr. X is one of the parasites, and also he killed Liz, so fuck him. I'm gonna go get him.
But the
We're
screen,
doing this.
Maybe I've
We're gonna go get him.
It's time. Do I
stay? Maybe one day I'll do like a playthrough where I leave, but I don't even think you get an accomplishment for that. So that's boring. Who wouldn't want that? Look at all these creepy renditions of paintings. So that's actually like a dead body that he put up on wires. And if you talk to him a little bit more during one of the therapy sessions, he tells you about his appreciation for classic art. So obviously he's just a total fucking freak who kills women and makes them into creepy dead people renditions of his favorite classic paintings. And that's weird. Okay, so now we need this bolt. And this is a workbench over to the right, but we're not ready yet to use that. That's where we assemble our weapon. But we still need, from this rendition of Venus, this is where we use the wet soap. Isn't this fucking weird, man? So we need the nut that's on her finger like a ring, so we have to use the wet soap to get it off of her finger. And then, according to this list that I made, we have everything that we need to make a homemade spear. DIY, guys. I didn't know I was having a DIY channel, but you never know. Okay, so we're gonna use the iron bar, the bolt, can't do anything with that? Wait, did we not get another iron bar? You guys, I'm missing a piece. Oh, this is gonna ruin my speed run. Alright, I'm back. I'm an idiot. You're supposed to grab an iron bar that was stabbed through the heart of one of the bodies in the padded room, and I forgot to grab that. So now I have, everything that I need. So you need 2 iron bars, a nut and a bolt. Now I need something to tighten the nuts? Well, I mean... Alright, I'm back again. Sorry, I'm an idiot. So you can get this wrench from the locker that's past the girl with the pearl earring. So I just had to run over there and grab that, and then you can tighten up your spear. The other weapon is a mace, and to keep the saw blade on the handle of the mace, you use the baby head. It looks so cool. If you guys are gonna play this game, I highly recommend going for that weapon, because it looks fucking awesome, and it's hilarious. And if you couldn't tell, this is obviously about to be another
I
victim
don't
of
need
Dr.
eyes
X.
to enjoy your fear. Scream louder, little bitch! Scream your lungs out! Louder, I
This
said!
guy's a fucking freak. He's just punching her in the tit. He's just punching this poor woman in the fucking tit
this is
over
by
and
far
over
my
again.
favorite
I don't
of songs.
understand the tit punching.
Would you
but
like me to dance
I really
for
hate
you?
this dialogue because you're
Unlike
just
you,
sitting there
I
looking at
know
this
all
happening,
art
and I know
needs
that
to
I
be
can stop this tit
appreciated.
punching at
Your
any
scream
time.
is like a poem without words.
God, this guy's so creepy. He's wearing a mask and a blindfold. So...
Your body
This is
remember,
like...
your body will forever be
so
admired by those like me
such an
who
easy kill,
understand
man.
the only pure and true form of art.
This guy's so fucking creepy. I would really like to just stop watching him dance. Okay. That was drawn out a little bit too long. It made me feel really fucking uncomfortable. Alright. Yeah, of course you need a weapon. Use the spear. And here we go. Yes, this is so exciting. This is like the coolest part of this chapter. You get to choose your like silly catchphrase that you say when you kill this doctor. It's amazing. I'm so glad they give you this choice. Okay, last time I chose "What up, Doc?" But I think this time I'm gonna say "See you in hell."
See you in hell.
I wish she would have said that a little bit cooler, but... Right through the neck! Oh, Susan, you're a badass! Oh, I love this. This is so cool. This is fucking awesome, man. Alright, before we get any farther, I'm pretty sure this is like the end of the chapter, so I'm gonna save my game so I can start here to play... chapter 3. Alright, save that. And we saved her! We got to save this nurse! Let's untie her. And we're heroes! Look at that! Aren't you so glad we stayed and fucked up that creepy doctor?
Thank you so much. He would have killed me. Like the others. The animal. You gave him what he deserved. Who are you?
This is even better. You could just say you're Susan Ashworth, but obviously I'm gonna say this.
They call me the cat lady.
I'm a fucking
Now get out of here.
superhero. I'm the cat
Call the
lady. I need a
police.
cape. I'm just this
I'm
crazy
going
woman
home.
wielding homemade spears and maces with baby heads, so fucking badass, man. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to play chapter 3 just yet, but I will be back soon with that. I hope you guys liked this. See you next week.